And Jessica Chastain. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hi, everybody. Yay! There's pictures everywhere.
I know there's so much George and Tammy, like as far as the eye can see. The Hall of Mirrors sequence, the whole thing. I want to dig deep into these performances here, but let's go back to the beginning. Now, correct me if I get any of this wrong. You were looking for a career change, so you decided to write a script on spec. What was it that made you gravitate towards telling George and Tammy's story just to get a script under your belt?
Well, I finished film school, and I had a feature come out that I wrote and directed, and then I was looking sort of for the next thing to develop, and I was like, oh, I want to do something in the country music space, and I had this idea to do something about like a fading female country singer who has to move to Branson to do a floor show. And I was doing research about that, and I came across this wonderful picture of George and Tammy, and an Oklahoma boy, and I was like, oh shit, no one's done it yet. No one's done it, and it was this beautiful photo of George and Tammy hugging, and they were looking away from the camera, and it was so evocative that they were public people who were trying to protect something special that was just theirs. And coincidentally, that same day, I saw Tree of Life, and I was like, oh wait, but that lady should play Tammy Wynette. And that was the kind of the genesis of the whole project. And we approached Jessica, and she said, absolutely, we didn't even meet. And then I turned in the spec script, and she remained attached, which is a very scary thing to like hand over your work and be like, "Are you still in?" And then we made Eyes of Tammy Faye, and then we've sort of come full circle.
Right, but there's a pretty...
What you guys saw today when we were doing the songwriting scene for Stand By Your Man, we had already shot the hotel room scene, and I still like singing. And I didn't plan this out, but I didn't feel like singing You'll Forgive Him. So I just didn't in the song. Now, if we were lip singing, I would have had to, because it would have been weird. It would have been strange. I'd have to follow something. But because I was in the scene and remembering what I just came from and what had happened, I didn't feel like singing that line in that take. And that's a take that Abe used in the show. So all of that stuff comes from singing live. It's like you're playing a scene, and when you really put yourself in it, you're allowing the song to change take by take.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. We've seen these eureka scenes in music biopics a million times where somebody sits down at the piano and the next thing you know, they've written Let It Be. But there's something so wonderful about the way that she's kind of almost reluctantly feeling her way through that song as you're putting it together, and then you finally get to the end and you're like, all right, bring the boys back in. Like, let's record this. And then...
That was an improvised line.
Was it really?
Yep.
Oh, well.
Walk away with maybe a new understanding of Tammy. And I'd read a lot of books and listened to a lot of people's take on her. And I find that she can be put in this, she's judged quite harshly, I think, by many people, including women, and she was judged by a lot of feminists when she was alive. And Hillary Clinton had that quote, "I'm not like Tammy Wynette, standing by my man." So
Even though she did.
Yeah. And Tammy Wynette didn't. Yeah. Yeah, she left. So I think she has continued to be judged quite harshly and not really understood for the things that she really contended with. I mean, she showed up in Nashville with 3 children. She was a divorced single mom, determined to make a name for herself in country music, when the industry really had no room, to allow the kind of success that she had for a girl singer. And I want to recognize her for that. Nashville's still really tough for female artists, and we were just there at the CMAs, and I was talking to a lot of women about it. Rachel Moore, our music producer on this, it's been tough for her. I mean, she's worked for such a long time, and this is an incredible opportunity for her, and I'm excited to, in the same way that Tammy was shown and given an opportunity that she gets to have one. So maybe that's also part of what I would like people to leave with, is maybe re-examining women in this industry.
I do think, it took her forever to get...
Is the songs throughout their lives and how they changed depending on what they were going through. And there was a point with Stand By Your Man where it kind of becomes like a act, you know, and she's sitting on guys' laps and she's giving kisses, and I wanted to show like the kind of like that brink of her coming from a very real place and understanding, okay, this is what the audience wants from me. I'm going to use myself to win them over and see it work, and then connect to the audience. Because Tammy really, she starts out as a very, you know, to herself performer, and then towards the end, she's again sitting on people's laps in the audience singing them songs. So it was really nice to be able to have that moment to kind of connect with them and change it and show her growth.